How's it going, everybody? My name is Keenan and welcome to my YouTube channel. Recently I've been seeing a bunch of my favorite YouTubers like Joe Rogan, Stephan, Meet Kevin, and JK News all talking about leaving the wonderful sunny state of California. So this made me think, my home here in Hawaii is warm, with beaches, and relatively desirable, so would it make any sense for Californians to move here? And speaking of Hawaii, it's 2 a.m. here on Sunday, and I'm making my third of many more YouTube videos to come. So if you want to experience more Hawaii YouTube, please like the video and subscribe to help my large channel of 35 subscribers grow. It would mean a lot. I'll be talking about investing on Monday, ooh. But let's get into it. So probably the biggest issue that I see people are saying about California is that the state income tax is so high, going as high as 13.3%. People are seeing now that you can still make a living by working at home. So those in top tier income brackets are moving to avoid paying this tax but still maintaining their same job. But unfortunately, sunny weather must come with high state income tax because Hawaii is right there with California at 11%. So not much gain there. But the Hawaii sales tax is about 4.7% as opposed to 9.5% in California. Oh, but just you hold on. This difference is almost negligible considering that Hawaii is in the middle of the ocean, so everything needs to get imported, so the base cost of everything is more expensive. And it shows really easily in the cost of like fast food items. So for example, the famous new meal at McDonald's, the Travis Scott meal, $6 on the mainland, $7 in Hawaii. $5 footlong, nope, $7 footlong in Hawaii. But now we move on to the cost of housing in California versus Hawaii, and we're about the same. The states that people are trying to move to without income tax, like Washington, Texas, Florida, and Nevada, you can buy homes like this for $400,000, whereas $400 buys you this in Hawaii. And as of now, here are the medium home and condominium prices in Hawaii. The sweet, sweet price of paradise. It also doesn't help that the typical salaries in Hawaii do not correspond with the high cost of living. So see this report that shows Hawaii in the bottom 20% for physician salaries in the nation, while maintaining our glory at top spot for cost of living of any state. And this issue exists for not only doctors but most professions, and it really makes it hard for people living here to keep up. But what California does have going for them is that there's a lot of the big companies and celebrities out there that open up opportunities for people. And they have Disneyland. Disneyland's great. But in Hawaii, we don't really have those big name companies. That's why a lot of people that go away for college actually end up staying up there because the opportunities there are so much greater. Also, Hawaii being an island, you can't really go anywhere without taking a 5+ hour flight. So for those that like long road trips and like feeling free with a lot of surrounding land, Hawaii may not be the place for you. And we also learned from this illness that as an island, we're kind of like a petri dish with no escape. But we will get through it. And now let's talk about education. According to Wallet Hub, Hawaii is actually slightly above California when it comes to provided education, but there's still some things to consider. As a resident of California, you can go to top tier state schools like UCLA or UC Berkeley for a fraction of the cost with in-state tuition. However, the University of Hawaii is not the greatest college out there, so if you move here, you're gonna have to pay out-of-state tuition to go to a better school in the mainland. In addition, it's typical that a Hawaii family will try to get their kids into a private school since the public school system is less to be desired. Meaning that if you want your child to get what is believed to be a decent education, you're going to be dishing out roughly $25,000 a year to send them to a private school. And they're not even in college yet. Now, don't get me wrong, you can definitely still find success if you go to a public school in Hawaii, but there's definitely a difference in the caliber of the material that is taught between public and private schools. And finally, like LA, Hawaii does have a homelessness issue. We actually used to lead the nation in homelessness, but New York took that title from us this year, so we are number 2. It is consistently a topic that is brought up each year by politicians, but it actually seems like it's kind of getting worse, and the solutions are just kind of slapping a band-aid on the problem each year. I will say though, I definitely don't feel as unsafe here walking around in Hawaii as I do like walking around in downtown LA or New York, or even when I was in college in downtown Seattle. But that might just be a factor of familiarity with the place. So after all that, you may ask, why, Keenan? Why do you still want to live in Hawaii? It's because despite all that, I love it. There is only one state out there that allows you to wear t-shirts, shorts, and slippers all year round. I was just in California this past January and I couldn't even believe how cold it was. If I can see my breath, it's too cold. And a bit of a tangent now here, I'm all riled up. I cannot stand layering. I grew up my whole life getting used to going indoors to cool off and go to AC, not to be warm and disrobe. But anyway, Hawaii temperatures. Lows in the mid 60s and highs in the 90s. We're also relatively out of natural disaster areas like earthquakes, tornadoes, etc. We have hurricane scares every year, but it's usually not to the severity that we see in like the southeastern states of the US. Overall, it's true perfection in weather all year round and nowhere can compare. And now let's talk beaches. Sorry, bad joke. Hawaii's beaches are cleaner than the ones that I've seen anywhere on the mainland, and they have warm water. But sir, Florida has warm water. I don't know, I've never been in the ocean when I went to Florida, but when I was there, good lord was it humid. I felt like my sweat was sweating. But anyway, back to beaches. I personally don't spend that much time at the beaches and I catch my tan more at the golf course. But there are a lot of people that spend a lot of their free time there, whether it's barbecuing with the family, surfing, or just having a good time all year round. And there's always a beach like maximum 30 to 40 minutes away from wherever you're living. And each one is special and picturesque in its own way. And on the same lines, Hawaii is a great place to get outside, go on a hike, go eat some food, or maybe even swim with some sharks without a cage like I did a year ago. But to me, the best thing about living in Hawaii is the family-based culture. I don't think there's another state out there with a mixture of race, religion, culture, and acceptance like we have here. It's so diverse here, and growing up here, I really felt like everyone around me was family. We have a thing here in Hawaii where everyone is auntie or uncle, regardless of whether you're actually blood related, to the point where I actually didn't even really realize what a real auntie and uncle was till later on in my life. And looking at my high school graduation photos and seeing how everybody came together and celebrated in a special way is something that my friends on the mainland saw and actually wish they could have experienced themselves too. So will I ever leave Hawaii? Never say never, but not that I can see. For me, it starts with family. Most of my family is here, and since time with them is something that I'll never get back, there is nothing that means more to me. I would also love to be a part of helping the state improve and kind of give back to the state that gave me so many good memories and raised me. I'm also not making buku bucks like the celebrities are that are making these YouTube videos, so the taxes actually don't really affect me that much. So I will continue to enjoy my home here and keep sharing it with all of you out there. So thank you again for watching. I really appreciate your time. Again, if you liked the video, please hit the like button and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can help grow the family. If you have any questions about anything covered in the video or suggestions for upcoming videos, please comment down below and I'll be sure to reply to you. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.